Good morning. You guys, do you guys ever think about why everything can be going so amazing in your life and one small thing is off and everything feels like a mess? Well, I'm here today to talk about why it's so important to be a balanced, whole person, the 5 things I focus on in my life, and I'm going to dive into each one of them individually. This topic's super exciting to me because I've worked really hard to be a high performance individual, a high performing human. And I'm here to share literally every single one of my secrets, including the team that helps me to be who I am. So let's dive right in. I want to talk about why it's so important to balance out everything in your life. And I realize that sometimes life is just triage, but when we can focus on 5 areas, all 5 areas that are important, we can really make our life better, feel better. And so, my 5 things that I constantly focus on are my beauty and self care, my health and my fitness, my career and my finances, my mindset, and my relationships. And I know you've heard it before, but the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. And guys, that's so true. If you have a weak spot, that's what you should be focusing on. So today I want to break down my morning routine, my fitness routine, the supplements I take, the diet I try to follow, and how I keep myself energized and feeling good to chase after a toddler. So, guys, let's start off with my morning routine. I'm an early person, and I think it's really important to understand when you function the best. I know that my best time is between 5 a.m. and noon. After noon, my productivity window starts to close. By 2, I am done. And by 6, I'm just pissed off. So, I really have to get into my office early in the morning and get stuff done, do everything earlier in the day, or else I know that I'm not going to perform as highly as I could. So every morning I get up at 5 a.m. I try to eat breakfast. That's something I'm working on, but I do try to eat breakfast before I go to the gym. I like the hours between 5 and 6 a.m. I've always heard of it called the creation hour. It's a time whenever I can be myself, where it's completely silent, where I can be in my thoughts and my head, and I can really just think about my day, think about all the things I'm grateful for, and really set myself up for happiness for the rest of the day. And a lot of times, just by listing things that I'm grateful for, and sometimes it's silly. Like sometimes I'm like, I really am so grateful for my dogs, and I am so happy that they love me so much and that they're so excited to see me. And just saying those things out loud and realizing how many blessings are actually in your life can set the trajectory for your whole day, your week, your month, your year. And I think it's super important that we do that. So as I get ready to go to the gym, I go through my list of things that I'm grateful for, things that I'm thankful for, things that I'm blessed with. I work on my mindset. I try to think of things that maybe I'm not feeling great about in the aspect of they're all working out. If it's something that I want to happen and it's not happening, I tell myself it's either a yes, a not yet, or something better. And something about that faith makes me feel better about it. So I really take this hour to myself. During this time, I also drink a pre workout for the gym. I take my thyroid pill. I was recently diagnosed with low thyroid. It had a huge impact on my life. You guys, I'm going to recommend that you go get blood work done, hormones, thyroid, like everything, all your vitamins. I don't care how old you are, these things can affect you as young as like 25 years old. So if you are off balance internally, there is no way you can find balance externally, especially if you're really into your fitness, which I am. So I take my thyroid pill. It's a low dose natural thyroid. It helps me to balance out my hormones. It helps me to feel normal. Before I had my thyroid checked, I was getting really, really tired. I was a little bit depressed. I was having a hard time finding motivation and I couldn't figure out what was going on. And it turns out it was just low thyroid. So within a month of getting on this thyroid pill, I have felt just so much better. It's been about 6 months now, and seriously, it's life changing. So get your blood work done. But after that, I get ready for the gym quietly so I don't wake up my 3-year-old. I try to make myself feel good when I go to the gym because sometimes I feel like the better I feel about myself, the better I perform. That's just me. That's not everybody, but I really like to put just my best self forward, and I do it for me. I do it for my team that I show up and see every morning. And that leads me to the next thing. I go to a gym. I go for about an hour to an hour and 20 minutes every single morning at 6 a.m. I have a team I work out with. My coach is named Justin. I go to House of Gains in Georgetown. I work out with Team Bowflex. And what I love about this is these girls and guys, a lot of them are bodybuilders. They are hardcore. And so I strive to be at their level. I really work harder because I'm surrounded by such a cool group of people who are really on their nutrition, they're on their supplements, and they're on their best fitness game. So I surround myself with those people. Every Monday, I work my back. And you guys, I lift heavy. I know that I'm small, but I lift heavy. I do back. Tuesdays, we do quads and glutes. Wednesday, I work chest. Thursday, I work shoulders. And Friday, we work hamstrings and glutes again. And we throw triceps and biceps in there and abs throughout the week. Saturdays, I go in, and if for some reason I missed one of my 6 a.m.s, which sometimes happens, I'll make it up or I'll do an extra glute day because, glutes. So I am there 6 days a week. Not every week turns out that way, but I really do my best and I perform better and I'm a happier person whenever I make that happen. So I make it one of my top priorities to be in the gym and especially at that morning hour. After the gym, I come home. I have a protein shake. I usually do a Core Power 42-gram protein shake. I take my supplements. And here's where I'm going to list off my supplements. I take a lot of supplements. I think it's super important to keep your body balanced. I think it's super important to replace the things in your body that maybe are not being produced or are missing. So, this is why I regularly get blood work, like every 3 months. I check in and see how everything is working and functioning. And not just because I want to look good and feel good, but also, you guys, this is the secret to anti aging. Like, this is the secret to looking and feeling young. And so it's super important to me. So the first thing that I supplement, I actually have BioT hormone replacement. And you guys, this is not just for old people. Seriously, like this is something that you can be deficient on as early as 30, especially in women. Testosterone starts to drop in your 20s, actually. So if you can catch it and supplement it before it becomes a problem, it's going to help you with bone density, anti-aging, strength, weight gain. It's going to keep you looking younger. It's going to keep your hair thick. Like it's literally going to help you build collagen. It just feels good too. So I love this. And I want to tell you guys a really embarrassing story. I can't believe I'm talking about on here about when I was getting this done. So the way I get my testosterone is I get pellets inserted. It's like this little incision kind of in my butt cheek, like in my hip, and they put in these tiny little pellets. I know all this now because I've done it. And then they just like stitch it up, right? No big deal. But when I first went in and I found out that my testosterone was low and that's why I didn't feel good and that's why I couldn't get stronger, she was like, "Yeah, we just kind of put them in your butt and we, stitch them in and they stay there." And I was like, "Okay." I was like, "How big are they?" Like really concerned. She's like, "Oh no, they're really small. You won't even feel them." And I'm like, "And they just like stay in there?" And she's like, "Yeah, I mean, we'll stitch them in a little." And I was like, "Okay, okay, yeah." So guys, I was convinced, like I just no questions asked, just okay with the idea that I thought she was gonna put like pellets in my butthole and like I was just gonna like live with those there. I know this is like too much information, but I learned the hard way. It's not it's not where you think it's going. It's actually like this little incision in your hip, and they put them in there, they stitch it in. I went back to work out after a week. She said to wait a month, no way. Well, actually, I went back to work out upper body after 2 days, but I'm not wait a month to work out after that. So she stitched them in, and I felt amazing within 3 weeks. So I, highly recommend getting your hormones checked and like, really jumping on that anti-aging train, and I'm serious, y'all, as young as, like, 25 is whenever you can start this, and it will make a difference. My next supplement, and you guys don't think I'm crazy because I take a lot of stuff. I usually sip on creatine and amino acids while I'm working out in the gym. Creatine isn't just good for muscle strength, it's good for your brain, it's good for your memory, like, it's just full body functioning, and we all need it. I don't care if you've heard that it's not for women. I don't care if you've heard that you'll bulk up if you take creatine and testosterone and go to the gym. That's false. I go to the gym 7 days a week, 6 days a week. I take creatine, I take testosterone, I have hormone replacement, and, like, I'm pretty far from bulky. In fact, I couldn't get bulky if I tried. So, as long as you're doing it the right way and you're doing it through doctors and people who know what they're doing, you will not bulk up. I also take DIM. That is a hormone balancer and a metabolism pill. It just makes sure that you have adequate hormone ratio so that like my testosterone isn't too strong or my estrogen isn't too strong, and it makes you feel really really good and it boosts your metabolism. And again, it's another anti-aging product, which as you guys can tell I'm super into. I take ADK5. That's vitamin D, that's vitamin K2, and vitamin A. It helps with your absorption of calcium. For those of you who don't know, my grandmother, my nana, had really, really severe osteoporosis, osteoarthritis, and scoliosis. She had really, really big bone loss, and by the time she was 80, she could barely stand up, and she was a very active woman, she was fit, she was just amazing, and it was really debilitating, and in the end, the pain from that is probably why she wound up dying, amongst other things, but, like, that the pain was just unbearable. So bone density is super important to me, and I know that that sounds like something that nobody thinks about, but it's like lifting weights helps with that, but also your absorption of calcium, and just having calcium doesn't work if you don't aid its absorption. So this one's super important to me, and then it's also an immune boost, and vitamin D is just like a feel-good hormone. It's like what we get from the sun, but I think it's like 75% of humans are deficient in vitamin D, especially those of us who use a lot of sunscreen, me. So it's super important that we supplement that into our diet so that we can kind of get that feel good hormone. I take menthol factor, METHYL factor. It's for heart and bone health. So heart disease is in my family. My dad had a major heart attack. I guess it was 2021 while I was pregnant, during the snowstorm, the crazy snowstorm we had. I had to, like, find a way to get on a plane. It was horrible, middle of the night. I got there, he should have died. He was 59 years old. I mean, my dad's a triathlete, he works out, he's healthy, he's thin. He does not look like somebody who should have heart disease, but his dad died at 60 of a heart attack. He should have died. He is a surgeon. He was performing a knee replacement, I believe, and just all of a sudden started feeling horrible, got dizzy. And the only reason he survived his heart attack was because he was in the operating room and all the nurses that were around him were able to use the defibrillator and bring him back to life, essentially. So we're really lucky to have my dad, but it's a really good reminder to me and my brother that we need to really think about our hearts and take care of them. And so I'm really focused on that. I really want longevity. I want to be really healthy into a really old age. I wanna look really young forever. I mean, who doesn't? So, we really focus on those things that might be genetic problems or things that, we don't have control over in a sense, but we do have control over how we treat them and how we treat our body. And heart disease is really high in women. I know a lot of people don't know that, but a lot of women die from heart attacks. They just look different. So, a heart attack looks different in a woman than it does in a man. And so it's really important that we remember that heart disease is super prevalent in women as well and do whatever we can to fight it. And that's diet, workout, health, and then things like my methyl factor that helps me with my heart and with my arteries. Okay, I also take beef liver pills. This is for anemia. It's for your iron. It can make you feel really good. I sometimes have anemia if I'm not careful. I get kind of dizzy when I stand up. And I always know when I'm falling into this if I start just not feeling very good or my hair starts falling out. And what I found is when I take beef liver capsules, I don't have to take iron. Iron hurts my stomach. It doesn't feel good. It makes me feel sick. So this is really a great switch. And it also does a ton of other things. It helps you produce collagen. It helps your nails, your teeth, your hair, your bones. So it's just like a really A plus supplement. So I highly recommend that one. And then I do probiotic for gut health. Your gut is everything. So if your gut is out of whack, one, you're not going to feel good, obviously, but everything in your body responds to your gut, including anxiety. And for you guys who know, I suffer from some, low level anxiety, which who doesn't? And really monitoring my gut health has actually helped me not to be as anxious. Weird that that's connected, but it is. So I definitely take a probiotic just to make sure that I'm, you know, got my gut where it needs to be, I guess. Uh, Lastly, and this is the one that I absolutely love. Some people think it's kind of weird. It might be a little bit of a controversial treatment, but I do NAD injections. I do them myself at home in the muscle. So NAD is an energy production medicine, and it helps with actual DNA repair. So it literally goes into your body and repairs your DNA. It is the literal fountain of youth. I give myself a shot in my hip every single week, and it makes me feel amazing. And I swear that I look better since I've been doing it. So if you're open to the little bit more extreme treatments, look into NAD. You can get it prescribed. They'll ship it to your house. You can give yourself a shot. You can go in and get a shot. You can get it through an IV. Lots of high performing humans are doing this. Lots of entrepreneurs are doing this. You guys know I'm always watching billionaires to see what their secrets are to happiness and life and money and longevity. And this is one of the number one things that they all say is NAD treatment. So look into it if you're interested. I think it's super cool, but it's one of the things that has really, I would say, been life changing for me. So that's it for supplements. I say it like it's not 12 pills. I don't take them all at the same time. I take some in the morning, I take some in the afternoon, some at night, throughout my day. I believe in it. I think it's why I look the way I look. I think it's the reason I feel the way I feel. It's why I have the ability to get up at 5 a.m. I sleep good and I have really good athletic performance. So I swear by it. One more thing I do, and this one's really weird, but I have spray magnesium. Magnesium is so good for you. It helps with so many things. And I spray it on my hands, the palms of my hands and the bottom of my feet, because you absorb really well there. And I do that before bedtime. It helps me sleep. It relaxes my muscles. And then it does all these amazing things to your body overnight. It even has been proven to help with anxiety and depression. So it's an amazing thing. It's just a small thing I do every night, take it or leave it. Uh, for diet, this is where I struggle, and I'm actually kind of entering a new era here where I'm starting to focus on it more because I'm surrounded by amazing people who do focus on it. So I'm really pushing myself to do better here and to make better choices. My main problem is not that I eat a lot of bad food, it's that I don't eat enough food. So I'm someone who can skip lunch or skip dinner or skip breakfast or skip all three and not really think anything of it. I'm fine with like a protein shake as a meal replacement. And I'll catch myself sometimes only taking in like 800 or 900 calories a day. And that's really bad, especially if I'm going to be lifting heavy weights and trying to get muscle growth and doing all these things to fuel my body and then not giving it food. The basic necessities. So I'm really working on getting 130 solid grams of protein a day, every single day. And when I can hit that number regularly, I'm going to actually up it to maybe 150 grams of protein. I'm working with Justin, my coach. I'm actually on a little bit of a bulk, which sounds weird, but over the next 5 months, I'd like to gain about 10 pounds of muscle, slow gain in the healthiest way possible, eating the best foods, just to see how it makes me look and feel. So it's a little bit of a journey I'm on. It's really hard for my brain because I do not have an eating disorder, but at times I do have disordered eating habits. And I recognize that I could feel better and my body could be healthier if I would allow myself to gain a little bit of weight. So we're going to see how that goes. If I hate it, don't worry. I'll, you know, stop eating and lose it. I'm just kidding. I won't do that. But I'm testing this out. I just want to see how I feel. And as you guys can see, I'm all about trying new things and really just optimizing my life and being the best version of me that I can be. So this is just one step in that direction. So 130 grams of protein. I try to drink 100 ounces of water a day. It's really hard for me. I don't like to drink water. I don't know why. I would rather drink iced coffee or Diet Coke. I know, bad. But I'm really making a commitment to my water and I feel a lot better, honestly. And I mean, I've even started sweating a little, which is weird for me because I don't sweat. Probably less about the dehydration and more about the Botox. But up until now, I can do a full workout without sweating. And now that I've been drinking my water, I've been sweating. And I'm like, oh, this is what your body's supposed to do. How interesting. So I'm seeing my body start to perform in the way it's supposed to the more I do the things you're supposed to do. So I want you guys to kind of think about where your health and fitness is and where this fits into those things we talked about earlier about our beauty and self care, health and fitness, career, finance, mindset, and relationships. And over the next 4 Glam chats, I'm going to talk about each one of these subjects. So if you're really into beauty and self care or mindset, you're going to get me talking about what I do in that area of my life to be a high performance human. But today was really important to me. Again, my people that really helped me on this journey are Justin. His Instagram is at Team Bowflex, Boflex. That's the team I work out with. You can always reach out to him if you're in the Georgetown area. I work out at House of Gains in Georgetown. I love it. I think it's great. My nurse that helps me get some of my NAD and different treatments is W Aesthetics. She works in a bex+Co. She rents from me. Nikki, she's amazing. So that's w.aestheticsatx on Instagram. Her Instagram's amazing. Look there. She can kind of talk to you about things that are very anti-aging and things that make you feel good. I go to BA Aesthetics for all of my anti-aging and hormone therapy and all of my supplementation. They check my blood every 3 months. They make sure I'm healthy. Dr. Bassa there, I absolutely love her. Again, that's BA Aesthetics. Another great resource for you. And then most of the supplements I take BioT, BIOTE, BioT supplements. That's what my hormone replacement is. I take beef liver enzymes. You can Google it. I think you can get it off Amazon. I'm trying to think if I think everything else is all the BioT brand. Everything that I named is BioT brand. Creatine, I mix up. I take lots of different kinds. I try different kinds. I just make sure that it's a really pure, healthy version of it. So, really do your research on your creatine. Yeah. So, that is my morning routine, my fitness routine. That's what makes me feel good. And I highly recommend that you guys sit down and really think about these things, get your blood work drawn, start a morning routine, start moving your body and let this be one of those places in your life where you get better. You guys, if you liked what I talked about today, please like and subscribe. That's super important to me. And feel free to reach out to me. Find me on Instagram, comment on YouTube, whatever's best for you, Spotify, whatever, wherever you're listening to me, reach out. Let me know if you have questions or if you want to know what I'm using or what I'm doing because I am an open book when it comes to this stuff. I think it's important that we all know how to really maximize this life and have longevity. So great talking to you guys today. Thanks for joining into Glam Chats, and I will talk to you next week.